Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute, but today we're going to spill some tea, expose the Hyaluron Pen, and talk about what no one else will tell you. So today we're going to be talking about my experience taking a shady Hyaluron Pen certification class. Let's get into it. So originally the Hyaluron Pen was created to inject diabetes medicine in patients. And then recently people figured out that you could actually inject hyaluronic acid and different substances underneath the skin with the pen. So in June of 2019, somebody contacted me on Instagram asking if I wanted to take a class to learn how to use the Hyaluron Pen. And at the time I had no idea what it was. And I was doing a lot of research trying to figure out what the device was. But I knew that if this was a new, fresh service, I wanted to be able to offer it to my clients. So I did as much research online as I could. There wasn't a lot of information out there to be found, but everything I found made it seem like it was very safe, easy procedure. And I really wanted to be on the forefront of this new technique that everyone was using. It was the first class in Las Vegas, and I was really excited to be one of the first people to offer the service. So the class itself was $2,000, which is pretty expensive, but it came with 2 of the pens. It came with some filler, some really crappy filler, and it was a 2-day class where you provided your own models and you got to actually practice on them before you went out into the real world and did it on your own. So the place where they held the class was really nice, really clean. The owner was amazing, so definitely no shade to her. And the other girls seemed really excited to be there learning this new technique. They were all estheticians. So I walked in thinking this was a really legitimate class, professionals, and we actually had one nurse in our training class as well. So the first time that I started to kind of question things was when the teacher was telling us that she had only been performing the service for about a month. She seemed really unsure of the information that she was giving us. We all came prepared with a ton of questions because there wasn't a lot of information to be found, and a lot of the questions she couldn't answer. I kind of kept looking at the nurse that was in the class, and she's actually a nurse injector, and she seems like she was okay with the situation, so I was kind of going with it. The service seemed really easy, straightforward. There wasn't really a lot to it. So when she was showing us all the different filler that came in our kits, I was a little confused because I only know the brand names that we use here in the United States that are FDA approved. So we had access to all these fillers now of different grades from different countries that I knew weren't being used in the United States. So I asked her why it wasn't a normal Juvederm or something that we had really all heard of. And I was told that the viscosity of traditional fillers that we use in the United States are too thick to use with the Hyaluron Pen. So that kind of made me feel a little bit better. So we practiced a little bit on models. Everything went well. No one got hurt. It seems like the procedure was really painless, which really excited me. So everything ended up really good. But the really big red flag was she had so many questions for the teacher that she just couldn't answer. So she did do a good job of telling us, you don't want to inject under the eyes, around the eye socket. You don't want to inject in the temples. She did give us some good information as far as where we can and can't use it. But a lot of the time she was actually looking at the nurse to kind of see am I saying this right? Is this right? And the nurse would kind of assure her, yeah, you shouldn't do that. That's for a professional. I was actually really excited about the possibility to do filler in the cheeks. And the teacher was like, yeah, you can totally do filler in the cheeks. And then the nurse was like, no, girl, you need to leave that to the professionals. So it was really kind of a back and forth between the two of them, and I was starting to get a little iffy about it. So I had 2 girlfriends come in to try the pen. They only did it in their lips because some of the other girls practiced on fine lines on the face as well. But the girls I had come in, we only did their lips, and they were both really excited about the results. They were really happy. They were really surprised that it wasn't painful at all. And I got some pretty good before and after, so I was really excited about that. And then as we went on, the filler didn't really stay in their lips. So me being new, the class is over, I didn't really have anyone to ask. I thought, well, maybe we used a really inexpensive filler in the class. So I thought, okay, maybe it's the filler when I get like the big kid filler, order the big kid filler, that will be better. Or even, you know, I'm new, maybe I was injecting it, which by the way, they don't want you to use the word injection because it's not an injection, but that's basically what you're doing. You know, maybe I wasn't injecting it correctly and I was a little confused, but I still kind of wanted to like plug forward. And being that there's not a lot of information about there, we had a group chat going on with the other girls in the class, sending each other pictures. We're all really confused at this point, kind of don't know what we're doing, still have a ton of different questions, but we're kind of just like working off each other. We're all doing a lot of free work before we start charging just to make sure that we're ready. We kind of talked about what we want to charge because we're all setting the bar for the price standard in Las Vegas. So it's really nice to have that group of girls to really be candid with and talk about our issues with. A lot of people ran into a lot of bruising problems. I had a little bit of that, a couple times bruising to the point that it was scary, but still nothing bad had happened at this point, so kind of just plugged on. So I ended up filming my original YouTube video because I really wanted people to understand what it looks like when I did the procedure. I thought it was something that I can send to clients so they know what to expect. Had a lot of really good information in there as well. So my girlfriend that I did it on really loved her lips right after, and then just like everyone else that I had practiced on, it kind of just went away. And I used one of the higher grade fillers on her as well. So I was a little confused. Is the filler just not staying? Or if you even look at traditional lip injections, the difference between your natural lips and one syringe isn't really a ton. I think a lot of people are expecting to go from like Ellen DeGeneres to Kylie Jenner overnight, but that's really not the case. That's a couple of syringes worth of filler. So I was still a little confused, like, okay, let's compare the side by side. Is there actually a difference? Is there just a little bit of a difference? Then after practicing, the general consensus was it just wasn't staying very well. Once the swelling went down, there was very little difference. There was a difference, but very little. I really wanted to put this video out there to kind of redeem myself because I feel guilty for putting that information from my last video on the internet. I don't want people to see what I did and go use it as a service or potentially go use it on themselves. I don't think anyone should be teaching other people how to do this service. I don't think the service should be used in general. So at the time when I put the video out, I truly believed that the service was 100% safe, that I was educated enough, at least in my own mind, to be performing this to the best of my ability. And I wanted to really have something to show my clients what the service is going to be like, what to expect. I didn't expect so many people to watch it. I just thought I was going to be able to send it to clients that were coming in to get the procedure. But after even further research and more things being put out on the internet, I had to decide, and I didn't feel comfortable performing the service anymore. So to sum all of that up, I highly recommend that nobody performs this service and pays a ton of money to get some BS certification. And I highly recommend that people don't go get the service done. Go get traditional fillers from a professional, someone that knows what they're doing, someone that knows all of the blood vessels and nerve endings in your face, how deep to inject under the surface to be safe, and so the product will stay. Yeah, it's probably going to be a little bit more expensive, but you have a professional doing it that knows what they're doing. It's so much safer. You know you're getting a quality FDA approved product as long as you're doing your research and going to someone good. And just in case anything happens, you have someone that can help you fix it. And thank you for everyone that has subscribed and for all the kind comments on my last video and the sassy comments too, because that really made me do some research and kind of check myself. So thank you guys for following. I'll be coming out with another video for you guys soon, and comment below what you think about the Hyaluron Pen, what your experiences with the service are, good and bad, and what you'd like to see in my next video. Thank you. Oh, I got nervous. What should I say though? Like, hi guys. Hi.